I'm Kris Foate. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Let's get started. Shirona.
Good morning. Today we have Mark Carboni. Mark Carboni is one of the most fun guys in our town. I have not heard anybody who says that he's boring. Everybody says that he's such an interesting guy, and he has this big party once a year, I think maybe twice a year, called Carbonanza, which is like a big deal here in our area. Mark himself cooks for everyone, and they say it's not the food, it's the hospitality. So, anyways, Mark, tell us more about yourself.
Sure.
Besides my introduction.
Thank you. I'm an owner of a company. I have a company called Tri-State Maintenance, and we're a commercial cleaning company. We do snow removal, landscaping, janitorial services. So that's one of the main things that encompasses most of my life. But beyond that, I volunteer as much as I possibly can to make our community a better place. And that's pretty much who I am, trying to make things better than the way I found it.
So, I know that for a fact because you usually see yourself coming and going from different meetings, and I've seen you coming and going from different meetings. And I know how much you've done for our community. But today we want to focus on Mondays and what makes Mondays great for you, and if you have tips for people to get them going on a Monday morning.
Sure. You know, ironically, my Mondays are like every other day. Being a business owner, I don't have the luxury of taking a day off and differentiating a Monday versus a Sunday. So we're 7 days a week, and we're 24-hour service. So my Mondays are just like every other day. I guess I wake up with the energy that I have to do something to make it a profitable day for everybody, whether it's spiritually, whether it's educational information that we pass on, or whether it's just that downright service that we're to provide. And then also, in turn, how do I make the day fulfilling? And I need to have a challenge in my life. And you know, the economy right now has allowed me to have more challenge than I ever thought I could. But in some ways, that's been beneficial. I've had to think outside the box of how do we do things better for our client? How do we help them save money? How do we help our community get to a different plateau? So,
one of the things about the economy, it is always said that when an economy goes down, the people who are very talented and capable always comes up, and the people who did not know what they were doing goes away. Right, so that I believe is an advantage for you, and I know it's hard to match your intensity for other people. But what advice can you give our viewers to be like you, always cheerful and in a good mood, and smiling and having these big bashes?
Party a lot.
Find a good source and keep it. I think one of the things has helped me is that find out what your passion is, and once you find out what your passion is, what you do becomes natural. And I think that's what I have found over all these years of volunteering and work and through education, is that if you don't know what your passion is, you will continually to bumble around until you find someone to either latch onto, and then you become codependent, or become your own person and make you the leader, and then allow other people to learn from you as mentors.
That's great. If you had to sum up your philosophy of how you operate in your life, what would you say?
Sure. One of the things that I was told a long time ago is that if you're going to get involved in something, whether it's business or community efforts or family involved, that you do it with everything you have. And that's where I am. I take a project, I take a task, and I focus on it, and I make sure that what I'm doing reflects who I am. I'm an open book. If you ask me a question, I give you an honest answer. What I say you may not want to hear, because I really don't have that filter that allows me to kind of stop things from coming out of my mouth. Yeah. And sometimes I look back and say, I probably shouldn't have said it that way, but it's from the heart, and I think that's how I operate. Is that what you see is what you get, and I'm not going to put on a charade of I'm this person, and then behind closed doors I'm this other person. And so I think that's what I would say to people is find out who you are. And live it and own it.
And right now, I mean, some people I don't know, you worked on the bicentennial,
Yes.
correct? But huge project, huge involvement. You worked on the Mastodon project, And now you're working on a river festival,
I am,
correct?
yes.
Which is when?
This is going to be June 26th. It's on the campus of IPFW on the riverbanks, and it's a day-long celebration of our community, which focuses on the rivers. There'll be river activities. There will be live entertainment from 10 o'clock in the morning until midnight. There's going to be a 4K walk. It's endless. There's an art fair, a children's festival, a food festival. This is what Fort Wayne is good at, is getting motivated around something and giving it all. And making a difference. And our rivers are one of those places that we have never utilized to its full potential.
Right.
And I think the potential for us now to focus on that, clean them up, begin some commerce on there, I think it's where we need to be as a community.
And if we could do one thing in our community to make it the environment better for doing business, what would that be?
We still have some barriers to break down. I think on many levels there's areas that we are not cohesive. I think there's a lot of duplication of services in our community from not-for-profit organizations and also in the government sector. So I think if we could break down some of those and really start to unify, that would make business a little bit easier for us to break into. I just think that business leaders need to come forward and give not only of what they do as a service to the community, but give of themselves. And I think when you give of yourself to your community, it's amazing how that synergy really starts to build.
And I have to ask the superpower question. I have to know. This is I have to know this.
There we go.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh gosh, well I can't swim, so I probably would need be like Aquaman, where I could swim. It's funny because I took swimming lessons as a kid at the Y, and I couldn't accomplish it, and did that through college, still couldn't accomplish it, and lately I've tried again, and I can't. You would think that I would float at some point, but I don't. So
well, see, that's something I didn't. That's something I didn't know about you. So that kind of answers the next question. What's something nobody knows about you?
That was another thing too. I mean, I learned how to swim, but I did not know how to breathe while swimming because we were training on a small pool. So I know your pain.
Yes.
I have been trying for like the last 8 years. Someone, can you please teach me how to breathe? But they were not able to do it. Some of those things are hard to break.
That is hard.
So do you have another deep, dark secret that nobody knows about you, even your closest friends?
Oh gosh, one of the things, and it's starting to emerge, is that I love to do photography. I love to be that photographer that snaps a picture of something you walk past and didn't realize what you saw. And so I'm starting to kind of develop kind of a photography bug, and I'm hoping to be able to show my works at some point and allow people to see what I saw as I walk past something.
That's great.
So we would like to thank Mark for coming today, and also Mark, tell our viewers, how do they get hold of you? How do they do business with you?
You bet.
Give information to
Sure.
our viewers.
And how do they get you as a volunteer? Because
There's a whole list of those. Anyways, you can reach us at tristatemaintenance.net. Our telephone number is 260-484-6365. And on a personal level, I have a blog that I write, which is carboblog.com.
Anyway, we want to thank Mark again for coming and entertaining us today. And a lot of people that knows Mark, they say that he's a beautiful man, especially females. So again, thanks for watching. This is Monday Morning Jolt. Use it.